Hello everyone, it's Omae and welcome back to another Omae Cruise video. We're back for PKA Adventures level 80 plus with a very good team that uses one of the best legends when it comes to this specific piece of content. That is Lucci and Kaku, a treasure map legend, and we're also using 6 plus V1 Gear 5 as our friend captain. They're absolutely amazing hybrid. Lucci and Kaku is a unit focused on fighter and driven units. Of course, Luffy is a fighter unit who boosts every unit in the game as a captain, but he'll also reduce despair by 10 turns, which is one of the prominent debuffs in this quest. Besides that, we also have the ship, which is great because it allows us to get a 1-turn extension for our chain boundary from Lucci and Kaku's special that'll allow it to last until the final stage. Unfortunately, you do need to have one of every single class for the ship to do that, but it's really not too much of a problem. We do have a fighter from Sanji, Slasher from Kinemon, Striker from Whitebeard, Shooter from Ace, Driven from Lucci Kaku, Free Spirit from a lot of units there, Cerebral from Sanji, and then Powerhouse from Whitebeard. So we have every single class here. So the team is also very light in terms of supports. The ship is going to reduce 1 turn of bind, and then this support will reduce another 3 turns. You only actually need 2 turns from the support, so you could probably actually replace this, or maybe not. You need at least a 2-turn reduction from the support ability. So Cornelia and I don't know what the other guy's name is. This is support is going to be necessary for the final stage. This is just a free Whitebeard, quick beard from the bind of 6 turns. Of course, Sockets gets around 3. So yeah, this is a very important support. Cornelio and Katatsu. Quickbeard himself is also very important, not only being the striker powerhouse unit on the team, but he also is going to provide the 95% damage reduction on the final stage to allow us to negate the death hit damage. So I'd have to say the most important character on this team, besides the Lucci Kaku, is going to be Sanji. PKA Adventures Sanji, I haven't used this guy in years, since his debut. But this character is so perfect for this piece of content, and he fits so well in this team, being an incerebral character. We do also need one of every type, so that the friend captain Gear 5 has rainbow damage. So as you should know by now, the final boss is 50% strength type and then 50% int type. So having a character with rainbow damage just makes it so much easier. And also Luffy is a free spirit class, and the enemy has weakened state to free spirit class units, so Luffy deals an extra 2x damage. Quickbeard as well also gives you a chain boost, which goes very well with the chain boundary from the Lucci Kaku. Lucci Kaku, as I said at the start of the video, is perfect for this content because the captain ability allows you to essentially get around both damage reduction and threshold regardless of how many turns there are, and also in turn provides you an attack and orb boost when the enemy has those buffs. So not only are you getting around the enemy's buffs, but also giving you damage with a captain ability, which is really powerful. He also will provide attack down reduction in his special ability. So on stage 4, he's going to get around all 6 turns of that, and then also give us a chain boundary that will last for both stage 4 and 5. So Lucci and Kaku is not only great for that, but he also gives us wave clear on stage 1 and 2, as well as cooldown with his super swap effect. So very powerful unit. He also gives a color affinity, I think, so very powerful. On the final stage, we are relying on him to give us the attack and orb boost with his reaction to the enemy's defense up, I think. Not defense up, damage reduction. But regardless, let's get straight into the quest. The pudding support, if you don't have her, you can just use Peckham's support recruit. He's a bit of a better option, I think, but I obviously want to use something more accessible for you guys. So let's just get straight into it. Of course, we are using 6 plus Gear 5, not the 6-star version. It's a very different unit. The regular 6-star Gear 5 is also a great character for this piece of content. Don't get me wrong. He gets around 5 different gimmicks: the damage reduction, the threshold, the special rewind, special reverse, and also there's one other one I'm forgetting now. But either way, Gear 5 in his 6-star form is a really good captain for this piece of content. Now, unfortunately, as you can see there, we have a very high cooldown on Ace. Ace is the big drawback for this team. He does help with damage insanely on the final stage. He has a self-proccing conditional attack boost through the full immunity. Most importantly, he removes the 2 turns of damage nullification. He's also a dex unit, of course, so we have one of every type. But he also is going to provide the rush ability. Since we have a Luffy and a Whitebeard on the team, we get access to his rush. And you might be thinking, won't the Death Hit kill you if you take away all your HP with rush ability? Well, Quickbeard provides a 95% damage reduction, so we really don't have to worry about that Death Hit. So that's very cool. Sanji is also going to give us healing, so we'll have a lot of HP to rush with. So unfortunately with Ace, even though his cooldown is so high, we will need to stall 1 turn or 2 turns, I think. It's really unfortunate that Lucci and Kaku's super swap, it gives cooldown to fight and driven units. Unfortunately, Ace is not one of those. So we're just going to stall 1 more turn, and then we can start using our super swaps or our regular swaps of Lucci and Kaku. Once again, I don't think I mentioned this before, but make sure you're starting off Lucci and Kaku in their quick form, otherwise the team will not function as it's intended. But from this point onwards, you can get through the content very easily. Kinemon, he will get blown away and not be used for the rest of the quest. Do make sure that you have your Kinemon double special activation maxed. Now at this point, if you are at level 100 plus, your Sanji will still have 1 turn remaining, so then you can just use the super swap of Lucci and Kaku. That'll give him a turn of cooldown since he is a fighty unit. Now you're going to use Sanji here. After 1 turn, he will reduce our HP by 90%. You want to be below 50% HP as you move into the final stage. Otherwise, you get a bunch of extra damage reducing effects and health reducing effects. So you really don't want that to happen. So the stage 3 here is very easy to kill. We have the color affinity, which I mean only really benefits Whitebeard and Luffy. But that's still powerful. It makes it very easy to kill that stage. The despair reduced by Luffy. The attack downer will be reduced by the Lucci Kaku, and we get a attack and all boost for Sanji himself. It's another one of his effects. The enemy's threshold will also be reduced to 20%, which is negligible, and then we can just use the swap and special of Lucci and Kaku. It's important that you use the swap first because that gives you the color affinity, which will be extended and buffed by the special. It's a 3x color affinity now, which is really strong, especially from the regular swap, because the special just brings it up to a 3x multiplier regardless of how weak it was before. Okay, and then at this point we can use the special of Luffy, might as well, because remember on the final stage we get a special rewind of Luffy for 5 turns at level 100 plus, so you won't be able to use him anyway, so might as well just use him here, making it very easy to kill. Gear 5 himself will have type advantage. As you can see, he's dealing rainbow damage. Even though Kinemon is blown away, it's still counted as him being a strength unit, because usually blow away means that the entire unit's presence is gone, meaning you wouldn't have a strength unit on the team. But I mean, I guess it still works with Luffy's captain effect, which is great. As you can see, our chain boundary is still here thanks to the ship. As you can see, that bind will be removed by the Cornelia support. We got an attack and all boost of 3 turns from the Lucci and Kaku captain effect, and also reduce the enemy's damage reduction. So that's a very cool ability of the Lucci and Kaku dual captain. Even though you're only reducing the damage reduction, you get both the attack and all boost. Because in their singular forms, it's like, if the enemy has threshold, in Lucci's form, in Kaku's form, then it will reduce the threshold and then give you an attack boost. In Lucci's form, it's a threshold and then an orb boost. But in a dual form, even if the enemy has just one of those buffs, you get both the attack and orb boost. If you get what I mean. At this point, you won't have guaranteed matching orbs from a special. Well, actually, Ace will do that. But my point is that Luffy himself has the ability to make all of his natural orbs counted as matching. So regardless of what your situation is, Luffy will always have a matching orb. And he's our main damage dealer, of course. We do have the burn, which is very annoying. So the first thing you want to do here is use your quick beard support. So that will, or special. Since we're below 50% HP, he will provide the damage reduction effect. He will also give us a chain boost, which, as I said before, will go really well with Kakuluchi's chain boundary. At this point, we can use the special of Ace for a self-proccing conditional attack boost, and also reducing the enemy's damage nullification. Finally, you can use Sanji for healing to make sure that we have enough HP to perform Rush. Or not. Oh wait, there we are. Okay, so the Rush only appears if you have enough HP to do at least one increment. We do have the burn though, so I might add a support to reduce that, because I'm pretty sure the Rush will get screwed over from that burn effect. But we'll have to see, just be careful. I think I'll just start the Rush and then immediately end it and then finish off with Luffy. I'm pretty sure you should be safe to finish with hitting a perfect on Luffy. It should be fine. The first tap will start the Rush. As you can see there, Luffy did about 380 mil, which isn't the craziest, but it's still not bad. And as you can see there, a very easy kill. I mean, a very easy protection from the death hit thanks to Quickbeard. I don't know if that was 380 mil or if it was 3.8 billion. Either way, we'll take that. Pretty good. Up on Mosquito, bruh. Okay, so we get more tavern medals. That's pretty good. But that's about it for the team. 2 turns of stall. If you have your ace at Limit Break expansion, I just need to check now, does he get 2 turns or 1 turn of cooldown from his expansion? Because if you get 2 turns of cooldown from Ace's Limit Break expansion and you have him expanded, then the team would be no stall. If not, it's only going to be 1 turn of stall if you have Ace expanded. But either way, this team should work for a decent amount of time past level 100. I don't think it'll be level 150. If it's 3.6 billion damage, then it definitely will last, but we'll see how it turns out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.